Hey everybody, my name is Flashstep from Blight Gaming. I'm here with another analysis video of Optic versus Cloud9 and Overpass. I'm going to be talking more on the Cloud9 side and what they're doing, and then kind of make a couple comments about what Optic Gaming does mid-round to try to stop Cloud9. But at the end of the day, Cloud9 wins this round. This is actually the first gun round after a couple eco situations in this match at 2-3, and it's a pretty big round because either team has to save at this point after this round. You see the cash is really strapped after this. Everyone's down below 1,000 for the most part. So I'll actually give you an idea what they're going to do. So it kind of just naturally falls into a default on both sides, kind of like having a clear line between the map of where people want to push up and where they don't want to push up for the most part. And what we're going to see here is one outside B. We're going to have one going towards towards water fast, one going connector fast, one outside watching the mid push, and one watching the playground push. So it's like this very spread out design by Cloud9 in order to stop any type of pushes that come up their way over towards long or into bathrooms or even up towards middle, because he plays really passive here. So it's kind of like a very defaulty map, but it's kind of the idea of it. I'll pause here and I'll show you kind of what I mean. So the first thing that happens here is that nothing's going to throw a molly that lands right into short, and this is a very important molly as of recently, because what this molly does is it allows Stewie to basically run up water without being contested to hold right here. And I'll pause right there, because that molly, if you haven't seen it done before, you should rewind a couple seconds to see how he tosses it, because unless the CTs really want to waste one of their smokes towards Cat here to stop that molly and then push into water control, they really can't do anything about it. So it allows Stewie to set up here and then have nothing outside B by himself. And now at this point, like I said, you see this 1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1 set up from Cloud9 just off of that molly. There are strategies where a lot of the time the connector player will come up here and meet up with the water guy so they can control Cat. But with that Molotov, you really don't need to, and so it allows them to spread out even more. And then from this point on, you kind of see the default kind of set up with Shroud pushing up into connector here. He slowly takes control of stairs, and they kind of just go quiet. It's like a very basic default where they're kind of waiting for CTs to push on the map before they want to make a move. I mean, that's the whole point of Counter-Strike, is trying to punish misplays done by CTs. So with this kind of setup, they're just basically going to be punishing any type of push from anywhere on the map. And this next smoke that Automatic just throws right here is for bathrooms, and you can see on the map where it pops. Right here, at the same time, Terry throwing down so that they can try to control it if the bathroom smoke did come up. So at this point, you kind of still have another stalemate of people trying to watch the angles, make sure no one pushes up because of these smokes. And at the exact same time that's happening, NAF had set up for a pop flash and Molotov towards water in order for them to clear it out. They get traded on, so it's still in favor of Cloud9 because they didn't expect Stewie to be in that corner. And that's kind of one of the benefits of that molly, is you don't know what to expect. But what I will say, here I'll pause. What I will say is that it's really good for Optic, really good play by Optic Gaming, trying to take back water control there late into the round. And then what they did is they decided to do a Molotov here towards the Cat tunnels, and then 2 push from Cat to try to take water control. NAF pop flash for them right in this area so that they can try to control it. And they actually got traded. And this is kind of what sets up into this type of round that results in a win for Cloud9, in my opinion. If that water control had worked a little bit better, or if one of the other players who lived kind of kept on pushing up here and trying to contest the other player, they'd have some more intel, but they were okay with just the trade, I guess. But watch what happens here. As you can see, Automatic towards long, and it looks like it's going towards A. CDs don't have any intel on this. They really haven't crossed that much of a line here. They're kind of playing a very passive default, other than that kind of aggression on water. And what nothing does here is he fakes out B so heavily that Optic Gaming doesn't rotate anyone over to A, and Tarek actually rotates all the way off for a split second while Mixwell's kind of pushed up here. So it's kind of a misplay by Optic, but a really good play by nothing. And I'll show you from what Mixwell does here, because he's about to actually die, and I actually think this is a misplay by him, where he could have actually backed up after the smoke and molly kind of faded, but he decides to look over the molly and he kind of gets laid out. So this is a very standard play with that smoke being up. There's very few T's that are going to want to push through that unless you have a pop flash, and most teams don't have it set up for it. But right here, Mixwell can he can put that molly down. He doesn't really need to peek that. Peeking in mollies nowadays is so hard, but what Nothing's doing right now is he's kind of holding these 2 players at B due to the smoke and flash. And Terry kind of rotated off and went back to the truck, but what happens there is that they get what they want with having that 3 versus 1 in this area. So that was like, and at this point he's basically Russian NAF saving. So this round kind of comes down to like the initial setup of the default, with nothing throwing this molly towards short B here, allowing Stewie to get into this corner here and get that trade. It made sure that Russian NAF really couldn't like over rotate to A late into the round, even though like T's were slowly creeping up on long and short to kind of just do like an A default. Like their whole game plan there is to go towards A, but since nothing was allowed to live in water, he's able to fake out B really heavily and have those 2 players that are still there. That was a really well done round by them, and it kind of showcases how CT aggression can make or break your round, and just trading off one player for another player on your CT aggressions isn't that good. Like, it's still in T-side's favor. I hope that helped somebody who watched, and thank you for watching.